Hey, what's up, guys? It's me here, your boy TPT, coming at you, not live and not from Twitch TV. So, it might be hard to understand. This is the second time recording it. I may have been a dumbass and forgotten to unmute my microphone for the first 20 minutes. But anyway, essentially, what this video is about, if you guys don't know, Paradox created a server for the purposes of the Pdxcon, which, if you don't know, is a yearly convention that Paradox holds. Normally it's in person, however, due to the Rona, essentially Paradox has created a Discord server, as well as one or two affiliate ones, for the purposes of hosting the event online instead. Now, myself and a number of people from the E4 Casuals community wanted to participate in the server, and unfortunately, look, I've been defending this company for a while. Okay, I was defending them over Leviathan, at least to an extent. All right, in their response to Leviathan, I'm not going to pretend I was happy with it, but I didn't lash out or anything. I just waited. But honestly, the more shit that happens, the less I feel willing to say anything in their defense. And this particular situation has really sort of emphasized my distaste towards their current business practices. So, for context, obviously I have Zar Jan with me. He is a fellow EU4 Casuals member and one of the fellow, essentially the staff team behind EU4 Casuals. And I've also got Ishmael just here on the side because he's bored. So, if you'd like to begin from the start, Zar Jan, regarding, our initial participation in the server, as well as, the first of the incidents. There was quite a few, the biggest of which would be regarding the particular usage of the word siesta, as well as some other situations like profile pictures with no relevance or, to anything that were apparently deemed inappropriate. Despite this being a picture of a particular royal monarch in not a compromising position or anything, just a picture of them. And so, like I said, if you want to just start us off with essentially how the whole situation began.
Just for the record, I have nothing against the people at PDX. Even with this patch, I get it, things are tight. I imagine management will have deadlines, and you gotta get your patches out. And then at the same time, with the Rona, it makes things difficult to do things, and I get why they did the server and all that, and you'd have to pick a mod team of people you rely on. So I'm not criticizing any of that. I'm just speaking of how things played out on my end, at least in regards to the remix server, PDX.
Yeah, and for further context, we also don't have an issue with quite a lot of the moderators. Some of them are very nice people. I have had conversations, unrelated, of course, to the situation with them, and many of them were just genuinely, just nice, helpful people. We're in belief that the issue remains with the minority of the team. However, it was enough of a portion in order to be a significant problem that presented itself when we were faced with these situations. So, about I'd say we should obviously start on with the first incident, that being the siesta, problems.
I'll just talk about how things sort of started with our getting involved.
Yeah.
Because of course, we'd all seen the Pdxcon Remixed thing was going to happen, and there's going to be a grand campaign thing. I noticed that they were allowing people to sort of form up into little parties, as long as you met a certain threshold with how many members there'd be in any given party that's being formed. And so I thought it'd be fun if the E4 Casuals would make a party. So we get a bunch of people to sign up for that. We weren't able to get enough, unfortunately, but it was what it was, and there wasn't any drama from that. The drama started with Leviathan, of course.
I wonder why.
When that came out, not gonna speculate as to why Leviathan caused drama.
I'm sure if you guys have seen any of my other videos, you can get a pretty good
Yeah.
concept of why that would possibly be.
Yeah, won't name any names, but one of our higher up members made a joke that the newly formed uh, studio under Paradox, Tinto,
Yes, Paradox
based in
Tinto.
Barcelona, headed by Johan, the selected few team. Uh, yeah, that he was there having a siesta. So he actually didn't have enough time to uh, make the game basically, or make the DLC. I don't remember. I'm paraphrasing here, but that was the joke, and two things occurred from that. Siesta was taken as a derogatory term against Hispanics, even though it just means nap or afternoon nap in Spanish, and it's used like that throughout the Latin-speaking world. Um, but so that was seen as a derogatory term, and it was also seen as a personal attack against Johan and the team, um, and therefore, and people were just getting warned for that. So people could see that these comments were getting deleted, and of course, combine that with the frustration of Leviathan, people would jump onto the bandwagon. It wasn't necessarily just people from our server; it'd be people who see this and just join in. Uh, and that caused some issues. I think the moderating team saw it as unjustified, and they were justified in, I think at one point just banning people over just posting messages like that. Um, so that was one of the things. I didn't necessarily join in that. I think the closest thing to mentioning of that I posted was not even mentioning the word siesta, just said in Britain we call them naps. But that I wasn't warned for posting a message like that or anything. So I don't think that necessarily got me banned personally. But I was posting a lot around that time, so I was seen with that crowd. So yeah. Now one of the people who joined our server, and they'd been in touch with one of the moderators after getting warned, and he said he was told to say it, which at the time he wasn't. He was just joining in with the crowd and then invited to our server over it, which shouldn't have been encouraged, but it is what it is. And he was in our VC at this time and asking what should I post back, and we thought it would be amusing to, which reflecting back we shouldn't have done, but to pin it on Kings of Paradox server, which was a server headed by a troll. It's no longer active. It was a bit of a dead server at the time as well, but we thought it'd be amusing to have that mentioned in the reply. So that then gave the impression to whichever mod or mods who are looking at this guy that this was an orchestrated raid. So they then, I'd imagine, try to look for, okay, who are the people raiding us? They suddenly try and actively seek. So this is getting into speculation for maybe a reason as to why we got banned was they're looking for people who may have raided the Pdxcon server, and they found our server and saw members matching some of the members who were posting siesta and posting recurringly in those days, and they assumed that it was basically us, so banned us on that principle. This is based off the fact that we noticed someone join our server and then immediately leave, like a few minutes after, and then suddenly around that same timestamp, we all got banned. Or at least a lot of the upper members got banned.
Yeah. Not all of them did get banned. I was one of the exceptions. Despite my, somewhat activity, I was reasonably active during the server, and I am like seen as one of the higher members in the EU4 Casuals Discord, and I wasn't banned. So we don't believe that was the only tool that they used. As obviously EU4 Casuals is also quite a big Discord as well, so there would there'd definitely be some people who weren't related to the situation, and I'm assuming they must have accounted for that or something. But it does, that is at least our speculation as to how it may have ended up playing out. We can't really say, because when we actually tried to contact the mods, we were just met with complete silence, or just outright, I don't know if I'd say passive aggression, but they felt hostile to me. That they were very vague about it. They refused to explain anything to us. They didn't answer any of our questions. They didn't provide any context, any reasoning, or anything like that. We were basically given absolutely nothing with which to work with. So unfortunately, we only have at least, somewhat of an idea as to the reasons this may have happened. Yeah, because the assholes decided just to completely stonewall us, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, I even apologized on my end. The only response I got was that it was warranted. The bot said I broke Rule 3. So I don't really know exactly what got me banned, because I was pretty certain I was staying within the realms of decency.
Yeah, for context, Rule 3 is treating others with respect, essentially.
Yeah. Well, another theory I have for me why I got banned personally was that I replied to a post Groovy said, where he was speculating about what could have caused the patch to be the way it was. And someone was asking about it, and I directed them to the post Groovy he made. Maybe because of the fact when you reply on Discord it makes a ping, and maybe that could have be seen as disrespectful to Groogy. And if that was the case, then I'm sorry, Groogy. I didn't mean to ping you. Yeah, that's as much as I know from my end. I can't say. I think I just got mixed up with it. Reflecting back, I should have put my foot down and stopped the whole ordeal of the siesta thing, because I wanted us to be kind of cozy with people at PDX. Not to say we can't be still cozy with them. Like, they're going to make more servers. We still have access to the PDX Plaza, so there's no drama there. I don't think we're cut off at all from the wider spectrum of PDX, and it's not as though there's an official PDX EU4 either. I think Pdx Remixed was like the closest thing to that, and I don't know if this current server is temporary or not, but whether or not they recycle it or whatever, it's on them. I hopefully, I'll still try and be involved with other events and be a bit more cautious in the future. And again, I'll apologise for not intervening, at least in regards to the casual server, to stop anything from escalating, even with the patch being the way it is. Now, there was another bit of drama in regards to a profile picture, and I think that's to do with one of the rules being you can't have controversial figures as a profile picture. And one of the mods saw the Queen of England as a controversial figure, or politically charged figure.
Yep. And keep in mind, we tested this theory, or at least a number of our members did, by picking various, not like like we didn't pick Hitler or like Mussolini or anything, but there were some specific, I believe it was German politicians, modern German politicians, which would definitely be considered controversial figures, and those people were in fact not banned upon changing their profile pictures.
It doesn't get immediately banned. It was a warning, and they ask you to change it.
Yeah, but this person, they were neither warned or banned. Sorry, I forgot to mention. They had no conversation with any of the mods regarding their profile picture. They changed it through several various politicians, None of which were American, so maybe that might play a part of it. You know, like they weren't necessarily the most well known.
Not to say that we know for sure what where most of the mods are
Yeah.
from.
But you know, like there were at least a couple in there which, you know, I as an Australian was at least aware of. So we do sort of question, I mean, how much they're actually willing to enforce that rule as well. Particularly considering, you know, like the Queen of England, if that's a controversial political figure, I'd be sort of wondering, you know, like if they are American, because I know that they don't traditionally have a good relationship with the monarchy of Great Britain, you know, if a few wars or anything to go by. But we you know, like the Queen of England is supposed to be an apolitical figure. You know, that's sort of part of the whole, you know, that's her purpose, is, you know, serving as an apolitical representative of the country of Great Britain. And it's sort of like a, you know, like a symbol of the British nation, and we were very confused as to how that could be construed as offensive. But obviously, once again, we were provided with no context, no reasoning, and no explanation either.
The reasoning was the fact that it was politically charged.
Yeah, but like we will get like, how is the Queen of England politically charged? You know, how is that supposed to be?
I think it's the legacy of the British Empire or something like that.
Yeah, like some bullshit. But again, this is once again speculation. You know, they never gave us any particular reasoning as to how the Queen of England is a politically charged figure, air quotes. But either way, like we thought it was kind of, you know, horseshit. But unfortunately, you know, there's not really much we can do about it, because the mods absolutely refuse to budge when it comes to maybe slightly admitting that they might possibly be wrong. And that is that's something that we faced repeatedly. And the problems we have with the mods also extend beyond specific situations too. You know, we found that they were very...
As a Discord mod myself, like I understand, like when you're handling a lot of people, you know, things shit happens.
You know, yeah, like
I'm not like that. I don't think it's that problematic with how they handle it. Yes, it's a bit I guess hypocritical in some instances, but at the same time, it's like sometimes that's the way you have to do it.
Yeah.
Like especially when you're handling a lot of people, when there's a lot of frustration with a new patch and people are venting that, and you're trying to moderate all that. That's just the way it is.
Yeah, you know, we're willing to provide them with some leeway, essentially, because
I get it. It's like, it's a shame that I ended up getting banned, but it is what it is. You know, they're just trying to do their job as well as they can as volunteers.
Yeah, our proposal to Paradox is, you know, we don't want to boycott Pdxcon or anything. First of all, we just want awareness that, you know, you need to maybe handle things a bit differently.
I think it's a tale of caution, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I think for future reference, if we can be still involved with these people, you know, like that on our end, try and keep our people in check, and if shit does blow up over maybe a patch or DLC or something like that, that at least we from our end are staying cool over it and just be patient and wait for the hot fixes.
Yeah.
But currently, I'm enjoying the patch, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, hell, I'm playing it right now.
Yeah.
But also, there's one thing we would like to request, which is more transparency. You know, we want to be provided with a legitimate reason as to why some of these decisions were made. Not necessarily the smaller ones. All right, you know, like we don't, you know, like if it's like just like take it off topic or something. We're not expecting, you know, like explanations for every little thing, but we just like a bit more transparency when it comes to those very major decisions, you know, like choosing to ban a whole server full of people. You know, like that's...
A whole server. They didn't do that.
You get the idea. There was quite a significant number of people that were dismissed from the server, shall we say.
I mean, although some of it kind of justify it, especially if they're taking siesta as a derogatory term. It's like
Yeah, but again, is siesta a derogatory term raises the other
it
question.
isn't. No, it isn't. I think the other end of it is it was used as a kind of a personal attack and joke on the devs and Tinto and Johan specifically.
And to be fair, we also do think that I would consider it a personal attack. We do still believe that the devs should be open to genuine criticism, which the patch was definitely worthy of. However, we understand that there's definitely plenty of people who took it out of context. And, you know, we're you know, like, again, that's also why we're willing to, you know, like, say, we're not going to hold it, you know, like, we're not holding a grudge or anything. If Paradox does this again next year, I will 100% be participating, provided, you know, we're allowed to be given that opportunity, which we would very much like to. We still like EU4. I still enjoy playing the game. Fuck, I make videos on it, like, every 2 days. So, you know, we would just... Exactly, you know, like, I've been playing this shit for over 5 years, and I'll probably continue to play it for another 5 more.
Dude, I don't care what state the patch is in. Like, I always take my wallet out for it.
You know what? This was the first DLC that I'd ever bought on release.
Nice.
It was the first DLC I'd ever bought on release, and fuck it, I don't even regret it that much. You know, like, I don't even regret it that much.
The bugs were funny to play with. I mean, it's yeah. I mean, it's.
What I propose, right? Hear me out, okay?
It's like Cyberpunk, right?
Yeah.
And yeah.
All right, hear my proposal, right? Paradox creates like a little on-off switch, you know, like you can play with the bugs or without them, because. I would totally play with some of these bugs. Some of these bugs are goddamn hilarious. You know, hell, I'm pretty sure this game actually has one in it right now, which is that...
You can still access them.
Okay, for some reason, these 2 provinces are swapped around, if you look. Okay? These 2 provinces...
Raided Jarai?
No, it's the bottom one, the third Stateless Society.
I can't say that.
Yeah, like, if you look, if I'm clicking on raid, it takes me to this one. If I go to Taegeon, it takes me to raid. I don't know why that's still a thing, but it did give me quite a bit of a chuckle after I got over my initial what the fuck is going on here. Because, like, I was in a war in this game, because this is my save game. If you guys watch the Aitai achievement, White Elf, and I was playing, and I was Champa declared war on one of these 2 guys, and I went to go siege it out. I'm like, wait, it's not sieging out. I'm not at war with this guy, but it looks like I was sieging out. I'm like, holy shit, they're swapped around, and it took me like a solid 5 minutes to figure that out. So, you know, like, honestly, I am totally okay with, like, you know, minor bugs like that, you know? It's just when it gets to the, you know, like oh, hey, by the way, you know that save file you have? Yeah, no, you don't. You know, that sort of thing does piss me off.
Yeah, but I think that was a bug with the continue game thing or something.
Yeah, and also the bug with the admirals or generals as rulers, where you could have literal millions of admin points.
That one, that was funny, okay? That one was funny, admit it. Alright, you chuckled when you saw that, like, the 3 million admin ruler, okay? Let's be real here. But yeah, like, just, you know, minor bugs like the visual ones and that, I actually like sometimes. I think they can be pretty funny, but just anything which is, like, calling in anyone against a country, that annoys me, because it's like, then I have to specifically also tell people, you know, like, you're not allowed to do this, by the way, in our multiplayer. Don't do this. And then someone will end up doing it, and I have to fucking smack them one. You know, that sort of, you know, that's quite annoying, because I don't see why, you know, like, you'd leave those massive problems in. And they have obviously been fixed now. As they get found, they do normally get fixed. And thankfully, Paradox is focusing on fixing those bugs as well, which I mentioned in one of my earlier videos. I'm very grateful for that fact. I think it's very nice to finally be getting rid of some of these long-standing legacy bugs, okay? If only Riot Games would learn to do the same thing, everyone would be perfect.
There's shit on Riot Games now.
Fuck Riot Games, man. I goddamn hate them. I've played a lot of League. I actually got back into playing again recently after about a 3-month break. Okay, we're getting off topic here. I'm gonna shut up now. We'll talk about this off video. But yeah, look, we just wanted to sort of, you know, like I said, it's sort of our word of warning, you know, like a tale of caution.
It's not warning. It's not. It's a sort of.
Yeah, warning's not the right way to word it.
I think we're basically asking the mods to be a little less trigger happy.
Get the stick out of your ass. Have some fun.
I don't think that that's gonna happen anytime soon. But at least for like fellow people in the community to be cautious about how you react to the new updates and patches.
Yeah, because unfortunately, that, you know,
especially if we have an interest in interacting with PDX in the future, it's like, yeah.
We've all had that. We've all had that one Discord server. All right, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I've been on this shit for since 2015. Okay, we've all been in at least one of those sort of Discord servers. You know, where there's plenty of cool people, but you really just have to keep it very, very toned down, because otherwise, someone is going to throw a bit of a tantrum, and you're going to end up getting banned. Speaking hypothetically there, of course, no personal experience in the matter, naturally. Anyway, guys, look, I do hope you have enjoyed this video. You know, it is probably a little bit different from my usual ones.
At this point for me, it's water under the bridge.
Yeah, like, I don't really care too much, as long as at least some of these things are avoided next time. You know, like, we won't make fun of Johan for sleeping on the job. Which, to be fair, I did get a bit of a chuckle out of. I'm not going to pretend I didn't. Although I also didn't actively participate in that myself, which is probably one of the reasons why I'm still not banned from the server. But yeah, look, you know, I still support Paradox despite everything that's happened. I will most likely continue to support them. I will continue to fill their fucking coffers with every dollar that I have. And I'm probably going to keep on doing it for years to come. So, and again, you know, if you've seen my Johan response video, I also hope that Paradox has finally learned something from this, and that they're finally starting to take away the right lessons. However, judging by one of the recent press releases that the CEO of Paradox did, I'm not quite sure if that's going to happen either. Not going to give any specifics as to that. However, I will provide a link in the description if anyone does want to know what I'm talking about. But needless to say, I think that she's probably a little out of touch, shall we say, and probably hasn't learned her lesson either. So I hope you guys have enjoyed, and I will see you all next time. Peace.
Alright.